Carlos and Alexa, welcome to Crosswalk Talk. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you for
us.
having us.
We are speaking with Carlos and Alexa PenaVega. They have a new movie on Great American Pure Flix. It debuts, begins streaming May 24th. Let me read a plot summary, guys, before we start talking. A businessman's life is turned upside down when he learns his brother and sister-in-law have been tragically killed, and he's placed in charge of raising their two children. Of course, Carlos and Alexa, you guys portray the couple in Mr. Manhattan, which is the movie that we're talking about. Tell me why you wanted to be involved in this. What did you like about this movie?
Well, first of all, our faith is everything to us. That's how, Lex and I met at Bible study 12 years ago. So for us, that is the walk that we walk, and we like talking the walk. Am I making any sense? Anyways,
talking about the walk.
Talking about the walk. So any type of movie that has faith elements for us, like immediately we're like, okay, cool. Is this a good one? And we were absolutely thrilled to shoot this one, and not only get to do it, but get to do it together and tell such a cool story. And we shot in Kentucky for about 4 weeks, and it was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, and you guys have been on screen together as a couple several times. What's that like on set? I mean, is it a little odd to try to interact with your spouse on set?
Is it weird kissing in a movie?
Did you see how we were when we started this interview? It's the same.
Yes, I did.
Sorry.
No, it's so fun. And you know what? Carlos is such a lighthearted guy. He likes to keep the energy fun and exciting, and it makes set so much easier. Something that's really special is when you do get to work together and lead a project together, you are the people who set the tone on what set is going to be like. So we have a really, really fun, exciting tone. I've worked on projects before where the lead or leading man has not been the easiest, and it really puts a damper on the entire production.
I wasn't easy, but I was a lot of fun, so it's like it outweighs the thing.
Oh my God.
How many movies have you guys been a couple on screen? Is it 3 or 4 or 5, or what do we?
No, I think we're about 10 projects deep.
10 or 11 or something like that.
Yeah.
We're not 100% sure.
No, I'm pretty sure the last Mr. Manhattan was like our 10.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Wow. That's a pretty cool milestone. I know this movie is very entertaining, but it also has a few cool life lessons for the audience. Tell me what you want people to think about when they're watching this, or when the credits roll.
We really feel that in this world we have to really. It's hard to battle with that. God being transactional and then being relational. Like as we become Christians, we're like, well, if I do this, God's going to do this for me, or God, if you do this for me, I'll do this, and that's not how it works. And I feel like in the movie, we really do have some great touch points on that. And I mean, that's something that I think everybody can relate to. Guilty here,
Yeah.
Why, God? I did this. Why did this happen? It's like, no, that's not how it works.
He's a relational God who wants you. That was a child. He wants you to go to him for everything.
Amen. Of course, you guys have made a career, at least a large part of your career, out of being in kid-friendly, family-friendly content. Alexa, Spy Kids franchise, and then the Casagrandes and other titles. Carlos, you ran the Nickelodeon series Big Time Rush. You have voiced the Loud House and Casagrandes as well. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Of course, you're in the band Big Time Rush. What do you guys enjoy about being in these series and movies that kind of the whole family can watch? And do your kids watch your content at home?
Yeah, I mean, we listen. I was born in '89, so even though I'm an '80s baby, I'm a '90s baby, right?
Yeah.
So, and to me, the '90s, like television in the '90s, movies in the '90s, it was just top-notch stuff. I mean, there were movies. One of the greatest movies of all time, Spy Kids.
Oh my gosh.
Spy Kids, greatest movie, one of the greatest movies of all time, and my wife happened to be in it. But those movies just bring so much joy. I can't even put words to it. They just feel really good.
Well, I think something that is becoming harder and harder that we're really trying to get a handle on is keeping things safe for the family, keeping things pure for the family, including content for children. I think it's getting harder and harder for parents to navigate. Like, is this going to be okay for my kid? Because the standards are changing so much to what is considered family friendly now and what isn't. So our goal is to truly kind of bring back that old school like 90s feel with movies where you know it's safe, you know you don't have to worry, it feels good, but it's also you get a lesson out of these movies. You learn something really valuable, and something you can really take home and talk about together as a family after you watch.
Amen. Carlos, you were kind of teasing your wife there, but honestly, the Spy Kids franchise is like one of the 5 most favorite movie franchises in my home. I wish there was a Spy Kids like 2021. I'm fine if they make one every year for the rest of my life. I know that's not going to happen, but that's sometimes you get sick of a franchise. You're like, why do they keep making those? But that's one that I wish they would keep making. You guys met at a Bible study, I believe. Tell me the story about how you met and just how you fell in love.
Well,
do a quick version because we don't have a lot of time. Sorry.
So I met Alexa. It was my first time at a Bible study. I had just recently gone to church the week before. I got saved, changed my whole life. I was in a crazy rut, and I was like, I'm giving my life to God. A friend invites me to his Bible study. My ex-girlfriend was there. I was like, well, maybe I'm supposed to get back with my ex-girlfriend. Maybe that's what's supposed to happen. But Alexa, it was her first time at the Bible study, and we had just connected briefly. Nothing happened, and then we kind of just like started hanging out nonchalant. Like I was into her, but she was not into me. It was more of like, hey, he's a funny dude. Clearly, he's a funny dude, but she liked tall.
He was everything on my no list.
Yeah.
So we called it Everything I Never Knew I Wanted.
I will write that movie one day. But anyways, but basically started hanging out, and I was very persistent. But we would hang out and go to church on Sundays and go to Bible studies on Thursday nights. And
everything we would do revolved around our faith. And it was awesome because God really set our foundation and him together. And we were just able to continue to grow on that. And I think that's also why we've been able to get through some very interesting times, like in our lives, let alone in the industry as a couple.
And now we're together. We've been married. This is year 11 of marriage, 12 years of knowing each other. And we're hoping to do 50 more.
Only 50 more?
How many more? 70 more?
I mean, at least 70.
I'm 30. I'm going to be 100.
105? I'll live to 105.
Okay, 70 more. You heard it here first.
I was afraid she was going to leave you hanging there. You weren't. She wasn't answering the high five call there.
I know. She was like,
well, he said 50. I'm like, I want to live past 85.
We have about 2 more minutes here. I don't know if that's enough time to talk about how you lived on a boat for several years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Did that?
Well, I had this crazy dream during COVID times, those crazy times, to sail the world with my family, and we ended up, selling a property. And I asked Alexa. I said, "Hey, can I buy a boat?" And she never says yes to these type of things, but this time she said, "Yes, let's do it." So I found a boat. We spent 2 years fixing the boat up, living off and on between Hawaii and Florida. We did so much. I learned so much. We never left the dock, though.
That's not true.
Fine. We left 5 times. We left for day sails.
We didn't go on a large sail. We did day sails.
We didn't do any like crazy adventures like we had planned. And right before we were supposed to leave for the Bahamas, both of us felt that God was calling us to go and drive to Tennessee. So we drove to Tennessee. We drove here one night, 12 hours with all of our kids. We started looking around, and we felt like God was calling us here to build community and really plant some roots here. So we ended up selling the boat a couple months ago, and we're now living in Tennessee. So
the sailing journey is not over.
Sailing journey is not over.
We don't feel like it's over, but God really called us to a new chapter.
We're just listening to God's voice, okay, people? That's it.
And you're still touring with your band, though, aren't you, Carlos?
Still touring. We're leaving for Europe in about 3 weeks. And we're super excited. We sold like 20,000 tickets in Amsterdam, and we've never been to Amsterdam. So we're just like we just feel so blessed that we're going to get to go and do all this.
That's one of the Big Time Rush is one of those things that people are always wondering, okay, is that a band? Is that a show? And it's both, right?
It's everything.
It's all of it.
Yeah, we have bedding, we have pillowcases, we have lunch boxes.
You should just open a Big Time Rush store.
We've been speaking with Carlos and Alexa PenaVega, who have a new movie, Mr. Manhattan. It's on Great American Pure Flix, streaming May 24th. And you guys are a big challenge, by the way, to the person who's interviewing you, because you're interacting. So appreciate your energy, and I'll have some better questions for you next time. God
No,
bless.
you're good, man. Thank you so much for taking the time.